Because of why I search the deep through endless nights, no time to sleep. The call inside I can't deny. I'll find the light because of why.
Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are jumping into a topic that Belgium is absolutely famous for. I mean, it's right up there with their incredible waffles and chocolate, and that is its super high taxes. If you've ever glanced at a Belgian payslip and just thought, where's all my money going? Well, you've definitely come to the right place. Okay, let's get into it. So this really is the big question, isn't it? According to the OECD, that's the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, Belgium is pretty much always at the top of the charts for the tax burden on its workers. But why? I mean, is that a bug in the system or is it actually a feature? All right, let's just start with this one. Huge number. 52.6%. That's what's known as the tax wedge for an average single worker in Belgium. Basically, it's all the taxes that both you and your employer pay on your labor all rolled into one. To put it another way, for every single euro an employer spends on an employee, more than half of it, poof, it goes straight to the government. Okay, so where is all that cash going? Well, the first, and you could say the biggest piece of this entire puzzle is Belgium's massive social safety net. It's all built around the idea of a very strong welfare state. And when you look at what's covered, it's a lot. I mean, we're talking about universal health care that's there for pretty much everyone, a university education that costs less than 1,000 euros a year, some of the most generous unemployment benefits in the entire EU, not to mention comprehensive support systems for everything from having a baby to dealing with a long-term disability. At its heart, the idea of a welfare state is really about collective protection. The government basically pools everyone's money through taxes to give a really high level of security and care back to its citizens. The goal is to shrink that gap between the rich and poor and make sure everyone has a decent standard of living, no matter what life throws at them. And this quote from someone living there, it just captures the real-world impact so perfectly. You see, an unexpected illness didn't spiral into a financial disaster for this family. Why? Because the high taxes they've been paying had already built a system that was designed to catch them when they fell. And you know what? The data really seems to back this up. Belgium has one of the lowest poverty gaps in the entire OECD. An incredible 90% of Belgians say they're satisfied with their healthcare. That's way above average. And getting a university degree is just incredibly affordable. So these are the direct returns you see from that high tax investment. But that amazing social safety net, it's only one part of the story. To really get the full picture, we've got to look at the other major reason things are so expensive. The mind-boggling complexity and, yeah, the cost of the Belgian government itself.
6. Just take a second to let that number sink in. 6.
Yep, you heard that right. For a country with fewer people than the state of Ohio, Belgium has a federal government, 3 regional governments, and 3 community governments based on language. It is a lot. And this whole multi-layered maze is a result of the country's really complex linguistic and political history. And all that complexity, it comes with a pretty hefty price tag. Critics point out some serious inefficiencies. I mean, remember during the COVID crisis, the whole world was stunned to learn Belgium has 7 different ministers in charge of health. The country also has way more government employees per person than its neighbor, the Netherlands. Plus, there's this use it or lose it attitude with government budgets. And getting anything done can be super slow because of all the compromises needed between all those layers of government. Okay, so we've got a super generous welfare state on one side and a super complex government on the other. But here's where the story takes another really fascinating turn. Remember that 52.6% tax wedge from the beginning? Well, it turns out that's not the whole story for a lot of Belgian workers. See, to get around those crazy high taxes on pure salary, this uniquely Belgian system of extra legal benefits has popped up. So instead of giving an employee a huge gross salary that just gets hammered by taxes, many companies offer a more modest salary, but then they pile on a ton of benefits that are taxed way less or sometimes not at all. And oh, the list is long. We're talking about things like a company car, which is almost a standard perk there, meal vouchers you can use at the supermarket, eco-checks for buying green products, even allowances for working from home and paying for your phone bill. For a lot of office workers, these benefits are a huge chunk of their total pay, and it brings their actual tax rate down quite a bit.
But, and this is a big but, this workaround has a pretty major side effect. This chart shows how Belgium's tax system actually creates a huge disincentive for the second person in a household to go out and work, especially full-time. Because of how the tax brackets are set up, when you add a second salary to the household income, it gets taxed at a really high rate. So a huge chunk of that second paycheck just vanishes, which can make working part-time or even not working at all seem like the smarter financial choice for a lot of families.
So, after digging into the world-class Social Security, the complicated government, and this whole unique system of workarounds, we end up back at the biggest question of all. Is it actually a fair trade? And this right here, this is the heart of the debate in Belgium. On one side, you have people saying the high taxes just crush ambition and make it nearly impossible to build wealth from your job. But on the other side, you have people who've seen the system work, who feel grateful to pay into a social contract that provides real security and opportunity for everyone. So when you boil it all down, it's really about this trade-off. What do you pay? The highest taxes on work in the developed world, which funds a complex and sometimes inefficient government. But what do you get? You get a system with incredible healthcare, affordable education, and a safety net that does a really good job of reducing poverty and inequality. And in the end, it really comes down to a fundamental question of what a society values most. Is that high price tag worth the security and social stability it buys? Or has the whole thing become too complicated, too inefficient, and in desperate need of a major overhaul to make life simpler for its citizens? You know, there's no single right answer here, and it's a debate that happens every single day all across Belgium. So what do you think? We'd love to hear your perspective. Drop a note in the comments below. And hey, if you found this breakdown useful, it would be awesome if you could hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more deep dives just like this one. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. Until next time, stay curious.